A guy, 24M, I, 21F, I'm seeing gets upset when I change my mind about doing sexual stuff with him. As the title says, I've been seeing this guy for a while and we really like each other. But we also have very different sexual histories and I feel like it's creating some problems. I'm a 21YO virgin while he's been sexually active since his early teens and naturally has a lot more experience than I do. We've been talking about sex a lot and I, without much thinking, agreed to doing some things earlier which I now realized I'm not ready for. For instance, he said it'd be really special if the first time we had sex it could be unprotected, without condoms. He says he's ready to get a vasectomy for me if I don't want to be on birth control, which TBH I feel is really impulsive and nonsensical for him to offer. His main issue though is the fact that I have previously agreed to having unprotected sex if we used other form of contraception, and now he says I'm backtracking and unreliable for changing my mind. Honestly, I did consent to this a few months ago, but I've since realized that I'm not comfortable with unprotected sex for a myriad of reasons. And TBH, my own safety is still more important to me than this guy's opinion. As much as I do like him, he even wants me to let him come in me. Pardon my language. Which I find repulsive, especially since unplanned pregnancy is legit one of my biggest fears and he seems to not take this as seriously as I feel he should. He keeps saying we'll be safe and use contraceptives, but I still want my first sexual experience to be on my own terms, not his. I told him I'm allowed to change my mind about these things. To which he replied, well, so am I, and that he's not interested in the whole thing if I don't agree to let him have things his own way. IDK if I should feel bad or if he's guilt-tripping me into having unprotected sex with him. Dump his ass. What the hell is wrong with that guy? As a reformed, former man-child I can say unequivocally, find a man you love and who will respect you. This is not that man. Good luck on finding a surgeon who is ethical and high quality who would perform a vasectomy on a 24YO. You should run away from this guy. He's guilt-tripping you. He's hoping that you like him enough that you'll lower your guard and your standards. Do not do this. Good on you for sticking to what you want for your first time. You only have a first time once, so it should be on your terms and something you're comfortable with someone you trust to uphold their end and not try to trick or guilt you into doing things that either they want and or you're not comfortable with. To me, it seems like the fact that you're a virgin is kind of a turn-on for him, and he wants to enjoy that, which, in itself, is not a bad thing. But the line is drawn when it's either a fetish and or he's using you to enact a fantasy with disregard to your well-being or comfort. I'm betting on the latter being true. It is not okay, and will likely end in him dumping you after he gets what he wants. The complete disregard of your feelings or comfort or safety says this pretty plainly. If I were you, and I really liked the guy despite these red flags, I would sit him down and have a real talk with him. I'd ask him about everything I mentioned above, and voice my concerns about STIs and pregnancy. I'd remind him that giving consent does not mean that the person giving said consent isn't allowed to change their mind later. They absolutely are. I'd tell him what my terms were and then tell him that since he's already proved that he doesn't respect my boundaries, and that he can be quite manipulative about it, I won't be continuing this relationship. I'd wish him a nice life, and tell him that I hoped he learned something from this experience and treats his next partner with more regard, and that I may be a virgin, but that doesn't mean that I'm stupid about sex, consent, or what I want. Inexperience doesn't always equals ignorance. Let me say this. I'm damn proud of you for sticking to your guns. for not allowing him to coerce you into doing something you're not okay with, and could possibly be harmful to you or have long-standing consequences like a baby or a forever STD. I have 3 kids. Trust me when I say, you need to be fully ready for that commitment. But I think you know this. I think you're smarter than he is hoping. And I think you should be proud of yourself for holding out for what feels right to you and refusing to be manipulated into making a big mistake. He said it'd be really special if the first time we had sex it could be unprotected, without condoms. Quote, no, 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 no. You are very reasonable to not want to do this. It's not just pregnancy you have to worry about, which he doesn't. It's also sexually transmitted diseases. You are entitled to change your mind and say no to unprotected sex. Having realized you were not okay with it, he's not interested if you don't let him have his own way. Girl, this is not a man who's going to care about your pleasure. Sex with him will be terrible. And your first time should be with someone who will give a damn about what you want. Run. And do not look back. He is twisting things to get what he wants, which is to do whatever he wants regardless of what you want. I would put money on the fact that he just wants to come inside you the first time. They'll leave. He'll probably be telling everyone what he did. No condom? Have him STI tested first, and no birth control? Is this guy an idiot? Please stop seeing this man. Don't be with anyone who pressures you like this. IDK if I should feel bad or if he's guilt-tripping me into having unprotected sex with him. He's guilt-tripping you into unprotected sex and to other sex acts you've stated you don't want or like. That is not okay. You do not owe him sex. And of course he wants to avoid a condom. Because he is, again, putting his pleasure before yours. This dude is bad news. Get away from him. Massive account of red flags. A partner that actually cares about you would care about your boundaries and work with you. He is making it very, very clear he doesn't actually care about you. Believe him when he does this. This is his true nature. Protect yourself. Girl, please block the guy. He's slimy and disgusting. He's just wanting to use you for his needs. Some very concerning needs of first time unprotected. And once he gets what he wants he's going to drop off the planet. You don't feel bad at all. He's manipulating you into getting what he wants and has zero respect for you. Hate to break it to you, he doesn't want a relationship with you. He just wants to smash. Never ever do anything that you are not comfortable with. He is pushing your boundaries, which is a red flag. He just wants to add a virgin notch to his bed. He will keep pushing your boundaries if you agree once. Follow your instincts. Yes, your safety should be the most important thing to you, and yes, he's trying to guilt trip you into having unprotected sex. Why would you want to be with someone who doesn't respect your safety concerns and tries to coerce you into doing something? And a big something, especially as it would be your first time. You don't want to do? Girl, run, don't walk to the nearest exit. This has bad news bears all over it. Consent is ongoing and can be withdrawn at any time for any reason. He doesn't want to wear condoms for him. Not you. Honestly? Run. He's already pressuring you to do things you're not comfortable with, and he's not going to change. Drop him immediately. Lacks respect and does not care about your feelings. 2 extremely important traits. Don't do it. Unprotected sex is a big deal and Jewel be treated as such. Also, don't do it with this guy even if in some way he agrees to being protected. His feelings and thoughts about withdrawn consent are concerning and don't seem like he can be trusted with sex. You're not allowed to change your mind? WTF? BBYGRL, he's fetishizing your virginity. Run. EU. Hard pass. There's more red flags here than in a Chinese festival. Do not have any kind of sex with him. Get out of there. Up. He's trying to cut corners with you and his behavior is inconsiderate and disgusting. Dump him yesterday. Ew, he is so gross. Edit. I didn't even need to read the whole thing. He is disgusting. Please save your virginity for somebody who respects you.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.